Hey, my name's Natalie and I am a life coach, and T and Adam have asked me to put together a quick series of videos for you guys right now to make sure you are able to look after your mental and your physical health whilst we're in isolation and lockdown. This is the first one we're going to give you because life can feel a little bit disruptive and unconventional right now, but it's important not to panic and to make sure that you have a positive morning routine to make sure that your days start well and you have the get up and go you need to face the day. So here's a few tips from me on how to have a positive morning routine. 1. Get out of bed. It sounds obvious to you and me, but we are going to be tempted to stay in bed, to have a different routine. And it's so important that step 1 is get out of bed when you would normally get out of bed. Maybe there's a little leeway because you don't have the morning commute to do. Maybe you still do and it's slightly less busy than it would be normally. But make sure you get out of bed. Don't be tempted to work in bed. Don't be tempted to try and do anything else there and stay there. It's really important you get up and out of bed. 2, have a plan and routine. It sounds ridiculous because we're talking about positive morning routine, but it's really, really important that we do have a routine. It's something that's going to be disruptive and hard to maintain in the way that we had before, but we can still plan and keep things on target. Whether it's just for us and our partners, or us and our families, we need to make sure that we have some structure in our day. It's essential for us to feel in control, calm, and happy. So, get out of bed, make a plan and stick to it. I tend to start with journaling in the morning. Some people prefer to do that at night. But either way, plan out your day and make sure your activities are put somewhere, either in a paper or an electronic diary, and stick to them. And it's really, really important that at the end of this, you put something that you enjoy and you plan for breaks as well, because you're going to need to alleviate boredom and stress. Get up and move regularly and don't just stay in one place in your home all of the time. 3, listen to something positive. And that means do not, whatever you do, turn on the news, read the news, or listen to the news in any format first thing in the morning. I know we want to stay informed, and in this day and age where things are moving so fast, we want to make sure we're as informed as possible. But honestly, we're on lockdown and not a lot more can change right here, right now. So watch the news maybe once or twice a day, but don't do it first thing in the morning. It will induce your anxiety and it will stop you from being productive and start making you focus on the outside world that you can't control, rather than the inside world in your home and in your own self that you can. And right now, it's really important to focus on what you can control. So I recommend listening to podcasts that you enjoy and are motivational, listening to music that you have to wake up to, maybe your gym music, maybe your running music, and make sure that you listen to something that's going to help you have energy and joy and happiness in your morning, rather than something that's going to spread fear and worry. Turn it up loud and dance to it. 4, go outside. Now, I know we're only allowed outside of our homes once per day for exercise, but we are allowed out into our gardens, onto our balcony. Making sure that the UV light hits the back of your retina helps you wake up, helps induce happy hormones in your body, and will help your brain function better too. It's really essential for us to get outside as much as possible, so if you can, if it's available to you, go out into a green space for your once allowed trip outside for exercise whilst we can still do it. If we get to the point where that's not possible, just make sure you put your head outside your door without stepping over the threshold at least once a day for a good 5 to 10 minutes and look up at the sky. It sounds daft, but it really, really helps. 5, make sure you still have a good breakfast and have a breakfast at the time you would normally have breakfast. This is going to help cement in the routine that you need, help you feel in control. And even if it's not exactly the same food you might have because you can't get hold of it right now, you can still make healthy choices and you can plan for it. So it's another way of feeling in control, setting yourself up and fueling your body and your mind to make sure that you are giving yourself everything you need to get this day going. Just because we're inside and we're at home, it doesn't mean we're not going to be awesome. So let's fuel for that. And number 6 from me. So let's make sure that we have some goals for the day. Even if we've done our plan, I want you to have an overall outcome. Now, this might just be an intention. Mine today when I did some yoga was to have joy in today. And I've done that by appreciating the sunshine, by going outside at lunch, and by really looking at what I can find that brings me joy in my day today. It might be an affirmation, which is where you tell yourself something that you are going to become. It's used in present tense, so it might be, I am the best runner there is. It's not something you necessarily have to believe is possible right now, and I appreciate it's a little tricky when some of our goals might be put on hold, particularly if you had a big challenge like running a marathon or climbing a mountain. It might be postponed, but that's postponed and you'll still be able to do it in the future. So it's really important to have those goals and those bigger dreams. One for today that you know you can achieve and tick off in the evening to say, great, I have achieved what I want to achieve, and some for the bigger future so that you feel like there's still something you're planning for, and it's understanding that this time period right here, right now, it's for a short space of time. Even 12 months is short in your whole life. So let's look at what we can do and how we can plan for the future. It's time to be positive.